a year ago I made a video showing you how to fit sound into a Bachmann 08. I thought it was about time that I followed this up with a slightly more advanced video showing you how you can hardwire one using a bigger speaker and to fit a stay alive. This method involves taking out the 8-pin socket and using one of the Locksound micro decoders which comes with wires rather than a plug. You can select this from the drop down menu at the time of ordering, or you can order it separately through the website, or if you've already got a sound decoder and you just want the harness, you can order this separately. It's the ESU 51993. I'm going to start this video assuming that you already know how to hardwire a loco, but you can see where the wires go to. The orange and grey go to the motor, and the red and black go to the track pickups. To fit the stay alive, you're going to need to cut away a little bit of the heat shrink to expose the contacts. I've previously done videos about how to fit stay alives to these decoders, so I won't explain that again, but I'll put a link in the description below so that you can see that video if you need to. Take care when soldering not to overheat the decoder. You should only need to touch the decoder for a second or so with the soldering iron. That's usually enough time to melt the solder. Once the stay alive's connected, you need to cut or grind away a little bit of plastic near the worm gear. This is because this is where you're going to position the stay alive. You can see it better from this angle. The circuit board for the stay alive will sit between the worm gear and the body. The stay alive can be held in place with a sticky dot and Captain tape. Definitely don't use black tack for this because it'll probably melt and then it'll end up in the worm gear and it'll probably ruin the model. When sticking on the Captain tape, the aim is to keep the wires out of the way of the worm gear and to stop the stay alive from moving about too much. Once you put the body back on, this will also help hold the stay alive in place. Next, turn your attention to the body. Unscrew the weight above the worm gear. Removing this doesn't seem to have any effect on the running of the model. Use a grinder on a Dremel to remove the screw tower for the weight and also the inside of the exhaust. This maximises the available space to work with. Once you've finished, this is what it should look like inside the body. Plenty of space for a speaker and the stay alive. It's now time to connect the new speaker. One of the benefits of hardwiring the model is that it creates a lot of space at the front of the model where you can put the speaker. I like to use the 20x20x7 megabass. I find that this gives the best sound in the 08 Shunter, and it makes use of all the available space. Use sticky dots to hold the decoder in place. You want to stick it to the side which doesn't have the screw holes for the old circuit board. If you're finding this video useful, please hit the like button below. You can also subscribe to the channel and hit the notification bell to see more videos like this in the future. One of the last steps is to tape the remaining wires out of the way. You want to make sure that none of these make contact with the flywheel, because if this keeps rubbing on the wires, eventually it will wear through them and cause damage. As much as possible, try to tape the wires to the sides of the motor rather than the top, otherwise it can get in the way of the body when you come to refit it. Finally, use black tack to hold the speaker in place. Position it so that the wire goes to the top near the exhaust. This makes it easier to put the body back on. Everything that I've used, including the sound decoder, the speaker, the Stay Alive, and even the tools, can be bought through the Rods and Rails website. The last step before putting the loco on the track was to turn up the bass a little bit to take advantage of the fact that I'm using a bigger speaker.